All right, chat. So this is a base red-green deck with a white splash for this double white card because this is a Giant-themed deck. And this Realm-Cloaked Giant, while it's been played as just a full board sweeper in a lot of decks, we got enough good Giants in Theros now that I think we can play this as kind of a Plague Wind to destroy creatures we don't control effectively. So we gained, notably, Tectonic Giant as another incredibly constructed playable giant. So 3/4 for 4 here says, when it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls or attacks, choose one. It deals 3 damage to them, or you exile the top 2 cards of your deck and get to cast 1 till end of turn. So cards like this are very good, even though the stat line isn't amazing on it, because if you play this and your opponent immediately kills it with the removal spell, it gets to draw a card and replace itself, which is great. Because we have a lot of red and green pips in here, I added some Klothys, God of Destiny. This is a card that was really impressive in the red-green ramp deck that we play, just as a consistent source of damage and a little bit of life gain. And Sunder Shaman out of guilds also happens to be a giant. So this gives us four devotion towards the 7 that we need for this. A lot of this deck, when I was putting it together, just happened to end up being creatures. So I think we're at almost 30 creatures. 28 creatures was about the point where the downtick on this starts drawing 2 cards semi-consistently. So his Riot lets our Giants be a little bit aggressive, and his downtick generates some incredible card advantage for us, which is sweet. And speaking of card advantage, we also have a few copies of Ox up here. Just a great last card to have in your hand to kind of play it and gas back up. Also allows us to use our graveyard as a little bit of a resource because we can escape to generate some extra value with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. I think we're 1 match off of Mythic right now, so we've managed to get a little bit lucky and steal the first one. We'll pop up into there. Yes, yeah, the adventure creatures really give us some nice flexibility to make Domri better, right? Well, if we're really fortunate and there's an untapped land in our top 2 cards, this hand is very good. Even if we don't have an untapped land in our top 2 cards, it's still kind of okay. Perfect. I think Wolfwillow Haven is going to be a format staple very easily. Much like Paradise Druid, this is an accelerant that's incredibly difficult to interact with. So not quite rampant growth, but pretty close. The fact that it sacrifices to make a 2/2 isn't the reason to play it, but is a nice upside in the late game when you flood it out a little bit in your ramp-style deck. Can we play a Miser Embercleave? It might be wrong to have 0 Embercleave in here, honestly. I kind of wanted to keep the creature count high for Domri, though. If Domri ends up feeling mediocre, he would probably be a card that I would cut to fit Embercleave in. I think it depends on the matchup, Master Neo. Against what looks to be a control deck, I think it's correct to lead on Haven here. It's pretty marginal either way. They're both kind of difficult to interact with. So next turn, I get to go Beanstalk for a land, grab a green, and then play a land, play a Paradise Druid. And what does this one do? 5/6, devotion 5, it becomes a creature. Reveal the top card of your library if it's a creature, put it in your hand, otherwise you can bin it to generate some card advantage. I want to grab my second white with this. The cost for ASMR decks, usually $100 on top of the donation, so it's a little weird. The problem with Kiora is that she's a 3-mana ramp spell, and like, playing too many 3-mana ramp spells is awkward. What's an ASMR deck? ASMR is when we get a little bit intimate.
And we cast the entire stream like this because some people are really weird and they like to like to hear my voice.
You know, people are strange. We don't kink shame around here. So whatever people are into. In this case, ignorance is bliss. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, that's a great animation. Okay, I feel weird now. Yep, that's the goal. Oh, she makes my stuff cheaper too. That's sick. Are you my dad? I don't think so, No Life. Thanks for the year and a half.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
That's a pretty good ASMR voice. I am a performer, chat. Every day what you see up here, this is art. Never forget. I am an artiste. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. This is 10. So I can actually right? This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can shock this in and then play Naya and a Beanstalk Giant. Oh, right. I was like, this gives devotion too. That's sweet. Excellent.
Don't worry, I got this.
Kink extortion greater than kink shaming. Agree. Hey, Keto Brew, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. So, we just like try and kill them here. I think we just try and kill them here. I think I do this, and then I stomp the Time Raveler to prevent him from drawing a card next turn. And like say go. Okay, they put one on top. That's a good one. Scale of 1 to dead, where are we at? Possibly very dead. They only discarded one card. Does that mean I'm dead? They can activate Cavalier Flames twice to give +2 attack. Yeah, Time Raveler means I'm going to take a 12, 13. Yep. Feels dead, man. I really don't have great tools for this matchup in my sideboard, huh? I guess our main deck's not that terrible here. We're relatively proactive. Probably don't need the grind from the Ox. Give this a try. I don't think Awaken Inferno is good enough here. Yeah, for the person recommending we do something on my opponent's upkeep, we were playing Hearthstone that game. They had Teferi and Fires out. There's no responding. The Absent deck was really sweet. Just like good quality mid-range cards. All right, hoping to draw an untapped land next turn to jam the Chaos Bringer. Perfect. Feels bad to only get one, but still card advantage. Maybe I'm not supposed to down tick him because he gets stomped now. Yeah, maybe that's wrong because he gets stomped. And like I have Ox in my hand anyways. Yeah, I think that play was wrong. I think I'm probably supposed to just leave him with haste. Don't have another stomp. Don't do it. He's protection from Clarion, though. We really wanted him to be 4. Alright, 2 is like our second choice, though. So this is RN Jesus. He has protection from converted mana costs other than 2. Really hoping to draw a land here so we can Paradise Druid plus Stomp. Somebody should jam Oketra and Nylea into a deck together to make gods with bows but not reach tribal. Oh. Call the flavor judge, please. Bonecrusher was ready for him, chat. Yeah, I think the turn I downticked the Domri, I downticked the Domri, I lost this game. If I would have kept him in play and like hasted out a Tectonic Giant, I think we would have won this pretty easily. I could have also hasted out Haktos as well.
This isn't a fight you can win. Here we go.
Yeah, generally speaking, Zephyr.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
I think we're dead. Yeah. Knight of Autumn's a good suggestion. Let's put a bunch of Knight Autumns in the sideboard. How are you supposed to choose 2, 3, or 4 at random, Fractos? You roll a 6-sided die. You hope Hoof is in the next set, like Crater Hoof? Crater Hoof's not going to get reprinted. That's what the big pig is basically, standard legal Crater Hoof. We've got our basic plain Sunder Shaman combo deck draw this game. What was the deal with the arena yesterday? Just a lot of lag issues. Lots of disconnections. I think I'm supposed to stomp the goose here so they can't turn 3 Nissa me. What's wrong with Hoof? There's nothing wrong with Hoof. It's just an incredibly powerful card. And like, the pig is obviously an attempt to redesign that in a way that's slightly less powerful. So there's nothing inherently wrong with it so much that like, just like pretty clear they don't want to reprint it. One of the things that's really powerful about this card is the interaction you see here, which is that when you're playing it on a turn past 2, it effectively only costs you 1 mana, because it can make a mana right away. I get Frilled Mystics here? Really, we're not. Okay, sweet. I'm missing my second white currently, right? I think I'd rather get... I have plenty of green. Yeah, I'm just get the second white. Really? Wow. Is their hand just like a bunch of Hydroid Crisis or blanks or like what? No 5 mana payoff and no Frilled Mystic here is wild. Okay. There's that. Easy trade here. Noted, Pino. I think I just do this. It's the most efficient use of my mana this turn. So we're dead. I would be surprised if 5-color Niv could be a sustaining force in a format where blue-white control and ramp are forces to contend with. It's probably fine. People are gonna play it, but that's a style of deck that like people will play a lot of even when it's not good. So until you have something more than like random moto results, it's probably not worth taking very seriously. Our opponent's deck that we're playing against right now, I think, is again the best deck in this format until someone proves otherwise. This is the exact style of deck that makes mid-range decks like what we're playing completely unplayable. Maybe I'm supposed to keep playing there. We could rip a Realm-Cloaked Giant, I guess. I guess this kind of kills Nissa. I think this is good enough. Hey, Silifarian, thanks for the 27 months. You don't really have anything to add here, huh? Naya seemed kind of medium so far. Her just randomly accelerating us doesn't seem particularly good. Might just want more Kloths. Yeah, Haktos is always immune to Nissa lands, is accurate. Sure. Maybe I just like slide the Haktoses into the main deck over the Nayas. Yeah, I agree. Haktos seems very good here. If we're expecting a lot of Nissas, playing more seems reasonable. Do glasses bother you when wearing over-the-ear headphones? No, not with this headset. If you have decent padding on your headset, I don't think it's usually a problem. Yep, Haktos is immune to agent and mass manipulation as well, which is nice. I'm gonna get Nissa next turn and lose this and hate myself. What headset do I have? Oh, Lucid Audio. They were a sponsorship that I had through Tempo Storm at one point, I think. Yeah, they're fine. I don't have a good metric on like what they are price competitive wise. They cost me $0, but the audio quality is fine. They're relatively comfortable to wear for long periods at a time.
Behold, nature's true power.
This is the part where they play Hydroid Crisis and it can block my Haktos. I'd say there was going to be 6 more months of Nissa, but that would be a lie. There's going to be 8 more months of Nissa. I do think in general, this card's probably pretty good in these matchups. Or do they not have a land? If they don't have the land, we might have a shot here. Oh, and by have a shot, I mean this gets them every land out of their deck next turn and makes them all indestructible, right? All right, good. Nice chat. None of these have haste, right? Good chat. Good chat. All right. I think I want a third copy of him. Maybe I don't need this many Oxes. He's awkward in multiples. Just want a couple to gas up with. So that. I think I just want all the Haktos in that matchup. Wonder if I want some. Is Clarion good there? Clarion doesn't kill most of my giants, right? It often won't kill Haktos. Maybe a couple of Clarion or something I'm interested in the sideboard. Couldn't you have smashed Nissa before you blew things up? They would have blocked with their 7/7. Is there another patch? In progress, we're addressing in-game disconnects and are disabling matchmaking temporarily for current players. Restart your client to continue matchmaking. We will continue to monitor their situation. Maybe that happened before I restarted a second ago. I don't know. I'm overreacting for the last game, but it seems haste is much desired tech, so is replacing Domri with Rhythm of the Wild is a slightly harder way to remove Riot anywhere near as good. I mean, it's like good in exactly that board position we were in, but like Domri's better in more positions. Like, I like that. I have no idea. For people that are asking me about specifics on cards, the answer is I don't know. As always, rather than saying, hey, Jeff, shoot down my suggestion, instead, tell me why your suggestion is good. There isn't a substitute for hard work in Magic. You can't just skip over the details. I think I keep that because I have so much ramp in my hand. Like, I'm going to get to, like, curve into this Domri, and this Domri is going to get to accelerate into this with haste. Yeah, Domri's not just... He's also card advantage. Yeah, the Secret Layer sleeves are sweet. Huh? What are the odds I'm about to get quenched? I feel like I don't want to jam Domri into a quench here. Yeah, but like for people who are like, we need this card to stop counterspells, can you look at my sideboard? There's 4 cards in there that are dedicated to stopping counterspells. Like, that's not what this card is doing. This card is here because it generates card advantage. The fact that it does anything else is upside. Main deck Veto, main deck Gust. Welcome to Thunderdome chat. I think I'm just gonna hit the card advantage on this. I could play Paradise Druid here, but in the event they have another Gust or a Prison Realm, I want to draw cards with this before they tuck it. So while I could develop my board more, I think getting in my guaranteed card advantage is important. Hey, Bib, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That one can go right back on top. Nothing says your format's healthy like main deckable sideboard cards. Oh, magic. Dispute is more forgivable. I actually think Dispute's a good design on a card, just because Dispute has text. Dispute's a sweet hate card because it's relevant even when it's not useful as a hate card. Whereas, like, this card literally doesn't have text if your opponent's not playing red or green. So the assumption is that you're going to play against enough red or green, this card's going to be active most of the time. This thing gets to attack. We get to draw a card with it, which is sweet. Even has some selection. And this is like light up the stage. So I get to play these until my next turn. Oh, I can play lands off this too? I think I actually want the Temple of Plenty here. I'll take the Bonecrusher. I have Beanstalk Giant already. And we can stomp them at the end of their turn. Are we sure the Bonecrusher is ready? Here's hoping. And like, Tef rebouncing our stuff doesn't even really matter here because Domri gives them haste.
I'll protect you.
I'd be very surprised if they're Esper based on the Aether Gust. Things are about to get real rowdy. Big agree. Let's just keep drawing with this Tech Giant. Ooh. That's a good one. This guy domes him for 2 every turn. Is there any reason to play Leyline and Devotion decks just for free pips? No, I don't think that's good enough. So they're super dead here. They stumbled long enough that we just get to run them down now. The bingo cards are fairly old. is the answer to your question. All right, Spinner, Chandra, extra Haktos. Do we assume they have enchantments? I don't know if that's a good assumption or not. Realm-Cloaked Giant's not very good here. This card's very good. This will likely be a format staple. Yeah, they could have Banishing Light. I forgot they added that one back in. Probably don't mind trimming like a Paradise Druid or like one of my ramp spells here. I guess Bonecrusher's not amazing. Let's trim that. Yeah, that's probably a good assessment. They almost certainly have enchantments, but it's not 100% certain that we're the ones we want to kill. It's almost noon. All right, I'm going to break some lunch out really quick. Easy mulligan here with no green, I think. Games have been good. The Absent deck we played before this was great. All right, I'm gonna mute myself so I can pop. I'm gonna hide myself so I can pop my teeth out here real quick. For those of you that are new here, I am currently doing Invisalign. So, as always, shout out to Twitch Chat and Twitch Prime for paying to correct my jacked up teeth. It ain't cheap, but I gotta pull those out before I can eat anything. All right, we have to land at least. Small things. To be fair, if they were dentures, it wouldn't make sense that I'm taking them out to eat, huh? I think I'm just getting a second red here. I might be right to get a second white. My mana is definitely a little bit awkward here for sure. Temple Garden was definitely the right land. You're not wrong. Hey, Hacks, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I mean, to be fair, blue-white control got a lot of good cards in Theros. We played blue-white control and Historic as the first deck today. A lot of really good additions there. Hey, Ace, thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. Is today standard all day? That's the plan. We started with Historic this morning. As always, if you're wondering when I'm streaming and what I'm streaming on those days, you can find the schedule on my website. I'll be doing primarily standard. We're going to be dip back into some Pioneer starting on Sunday. So Sunday morning, we'll go back to doing Pioneer into Arena. I think I just lead on the Haktoses here. I think I want these to resolve a little less than I want Domri to resolve. Biggest surprise card from Theros. All the interventions have been great, for sure. Thanks for the quarter of a year, Zach. Yes, big agree on Heliod's intervention. Card is great in the sideboard.
I know who I am, and no one is telling me what to do.
All right, have an emblem. It was very thematic, killing our giant with the giant killer. You've bounced my Chandra. You did it.
It's getting a little sweaty.
Enjoy your emblem. You know, I messed up. I'm supposed to leave. We should have known they were playing this. I should have yeah, let's go to game 3. I should have left Realm-Cloak in my deck. Realm-Cloak actually gives us a really clean out to Dream Trawler. Yeah, definitely should have left Realm-Cloak in. For people that aren't familiar with Dream Trawler, it's a 3/5 with lifelink and flying. That whenever they draw a card, it gains an attack, and they can discard a card from their hand to tap it and give it hexproof. So it's a Baneslayer Angel that you can't kill with spot removal that also draws them cards. Dear RNGesus, take the wheel. Games Arcane. Thank you for the 213 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We did dodge the giant killer, which is great. And get absorbed here. Maybe I'm just supposed to like land pass, or maybe I'm just supposed to like stomp with Bonecrusher. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do, like stomp with Bonecrusher pre-combat. Wow, that's their play. All right, are we done here? I feel like we're done here. I guess they could have the 4-mana sweeper, right? No sweeper. It's been stable for me here on stream. Other people have reported issues, though. There was a tweet from them implying they were still working on things. Let's go ahead and just stomp this now. This gives Cloth something in the bin to get rid of. They could have a time wipe next turn, perhaps, too. That would let them get rid of Haktos. I mean, they're at 5 though, right? And like, there's a bunch of non-creatures in graveyards now. Like, here's the Tectonic Giant. So like, you know, good luck, Godspeed. Elspeth Saga, White Cavalier. Yeah, sounds great. Some people played the White Cavalier with Eldritch Reborn for a hot second. Okay. Down to 1. Gotta beat my Bonecrusher. Gotta beat my god. Should there be another one of this god? Should be a third god in this deck. There should probably be a third god in this deck. This card's also very good. Goodbye, Felicia. Nice control deck. Yeah, let's put another god in here. What do I want to trim? It's probably just a Beanstalk Giant. Probably don't need 11 ramp spells. 10 is probably fine. Your Mythic Wildcards Giant set release. Yeah, you and me both. They only go so far. Sure. One of the nice things about this card is when you keep a hand like this that's all mana, it's also an okay payoff. You don't get enough packs at $200 for Mythics. You do not get full play sets of Mythics for 200 packs, no. Heard a tip on one of your YouTube videos yesterday to craft all the commons and uncommons to fill the vault. Yep, that is an A+ suggestion. Definitely did that. RNGesus, take the wheel. Oh man. Oh man. every time you open a common or uncommon that you already have 4 copies of, it gives you a minuscule amount of vault progress instead. So for people wondering why you would want to do that, that's why. So if you craft it, like, and this only applies to whales. So like if you're someone like me who gets 200 packs every set, who buys 200 or more packs every set, you have endless common and uncommon wildcards. So by spending all of them at set release, you turn them into vault progress, which kind of turns them into marginal amount of rare and mythic wildcards. And then for actual whales, mythics are actually the bottleneck. So like for this last set, I actually crafted every rare in the set as well, because I had almost 300 rare wildcards. So every pack I opened either had a mythic or 20 gems in it. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, Max. Yeah, I think my plan is to tentatively sprinkle 1 Modern League per weekend. There is a pinned document with all of the Theros cards sorted by rarity for easy importing in the Arena channel in the subs Discord. Hey, good to have you here, Moldylocks. Yeah, easy giant here, right? That's a good draw. This doesn't die to Clarion here, which is great. Hopefully they just spew a bunch of things onto the board when we get to Clarion them. I'm just a regular whale, so I'm still short on rare wild cards. Yep. I think I'd just go ahead and do this now, as opposed to risking them, them being able to... I think I want to draw a card with this. I don't know that I necessarily want to close the game out. We're definitely the control deck in this matchup. I think we want to be as defensive as possible. Generate card advantage. Huh? I already have Coil in exile, so I'm just going to take a land this time rather than the Clarion. I think Theros will change the standard. I do, Moldylocks. I think some of the mainstays from last season will still be good, but like the details into like how they're built will definitely change. Play my card that kills you and is also a removal spell / sweeper on board. Go.
No pressure. Let's get toasty.
I think I'm happy with how he boarded. I'm gonna run it back. I don't think Gates is competitive anymore, Moldylocks. If you're interested in playing a ramp style deck, blue-green ramp I think is likely one of the best decks in this format with Nissa and Hydrate Crisis, but the introduction of War of the Spark really pushed the Gates archetype out. It both what's it called? Narset and other things like that just meant that they were better at going over the top than what the gates should do. It's probably just not necessary, Psychonaut. The only matchup where it's really kind of good in Pioneer is the blue-white control matchup, and I'd be surprised if that's very hard for the red deck. Yeah, Fox's advice is ideal. If you're planning on dumping limited money in, and you're only going to have, you know, somewhere between like 1 and 3 decks, I would recommend waiting a week or two. Like, every single day, I'm going to tag a few different decks as decks of the day. You know, we're going to play somewhere between 5 and 7 decks a day, and I'm going to tag somewhere between 2 and 3 favorites out of those, and then after a week or two, go through the favorites and find one that you think looks appealing to you. Wait for a couple of tournaments or something like that. Majestic Eagle, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Really solid curve here for us. We get to go turn 2 Haven, turn 3 Giant, turn 4 Sweeper. We've been blue-black control yet. We've not. However, the last deck we're going to play today is a blue-black mid-range deck that I think looks incredibly sweet. Looking forward to getting to that one. If they have a counterspell or a Seraph, we're going to be in a lot of trouble here. Which they're pretty likely to have one of those two things. Maybe I should have just done 3 to them here, because I'm pretty committed to doing this next turn. I don't know, like, I feel like it's tempting fate to say this, but I think that Underworld Breach, they finally costed that type of effect appropriately. I'm gonna get negated here and just die. Whoa, that worked. Alright, well, the fact that that worked means we're pretty good. Hopefully I just, like, play out some more dorks here, and we're just, like, shock this in, kill this. Alright, you could say things were looking good for our hero.
Let's make this quick. I've got other things to burn.
There is so much good graveyard hate in Legacy. I would genuinely be surprised if Underworld Breach is good there. Like, it'll probably have games, plenty of games where it's good game 1, but I feel like on average, I would expect it to be kind of medium in that format. There's a reason why, like, Tess has moved away from Past in Flames. Hey, Belgarian. After 24 hours, what's my favorite standard deck? Vomit. Well, alright, this has to find something. Dead. Oh, I guess the Ox could have, I wish I could rabbit it. That was dumb. The Ox could have found me Lava Coil after they blocked. Well, they probably just don't block, right? Yeah, if they play well, they kill us. I didn't give them the chance to make a mistake there, though. If they play poorly and block, I could then Ox into Lava Coil. So could have given them the chance to make a mistake, but didn't. Great in. How did Esper Tempo feel in Pioneer? We've not played it. So frequently when I have build around submissions, you'll see decks on Stream Decker that we have yet to play because I'm uploading them to link them in the deck queue. So I built Esper Tempo last night when I was doing some of the other build arounds that were coming up. So it's in the deck queue. It's in my Stream Decker, so it can get linked in the deck queue. And as always, the answer to how was anything that we played is check out the wrap-up section in the YouTube video. Estimated time for playing that on stream. I never like to give estimates because people frequently bump and change things in the deck queue. So genuinely have no idea when we will get to it. This is a scary one. Maybe I should have played Domri and down-ticked to Impulse for the Giant Sweeper. Although this gets to attack and look for the Giant Sweeper, so that's similar. A very, very small window in which we can kill this, though. It kills us very quickly. Dryad in a Regisaur deck seems weird. This is a card that wants a lot of resources, and this is a card that spends you out of resources. Alright. Neither of those were the Giant Sweeper I wanted for Christmas. Now, I think it's a it would have been a pretty big mistake, Captain. Because the only reason to attack there is because I need to hit something. Because the sweepers that I was playing wouldn't kill my Giant. So I didn't give them a chance to make a mistake, but blocking definitely would have been a mistake on their part.
Just have a look-see, shall we?
Between yesterday and today, I played against 23 black decks, 2 dance decks, and Esper Control. That just sounds like bad sample sizing. Like, that's still... I know that, like, when you play 26 matches, it feels like a lot to you, but it's super anecdotal. Well, Haktos is required to attack every turn, Merja, so he doesn't endlessly jump. He is aggressive. Neat. They've been discarding enchantments to make this make things. It's got a lot of neat things going on. All right, now the question is, do they smash me or do they try and kill my Domri? I get 3 shots at a... I get 3 shots at another Giant next turn. They're splitting the difference. Okay. I think we just say no blocks because I need this as my 5th land to cast the Giant Sweeper. What number would be appropriate to consider sufficient sample size to determine the metagame? What is an appropriate sample size is dictated by how many variations you're going to expect to see within it, too. The answer is a lot. Like, 4 digits, 5 digits, probably into the 5 digits. Okay, so, like, I'm no longer dead next turn, but they also have a Great Henge and 3 cards in hand. I only have 4 mana, so we're not ahead, we're just not dead anymore. Really wanted to draw a land this turn. Now I have to discard to hand size. As well bin the Ox, I guess. We're not using him for a while. All right, Zach, I'm going to tell you a secret. So Zach said, is Dreamcrawler the card in the standard format that makes the standard format unplayable? 3/5 with lifelink feels rough for creature-based aggro decks to deal with. Dreamcrawler costs 6 mana. If your aggro deck can't kill them before they play Dream Trawler or the turn it comes down, you were losing that game anyways. Dream Trawler is a great design because it's simply a card that makes it very apparent that you've lost. And that's something that's made control decks in recent memory super flipping miserable. So many of the control decks over the last year and a half have not had the decency to actually punch you in the throat when they've won the game. They sit there and play the game in garbage time, which lets inexperienced players feel like they have a shot and be miserable for 15 extra minutes when they really, in reality, have no shot of winning if they understood what was going on. So, Dream Trawler is just a card that removes the illusion that you have a chance. When the Teferi hero of Dominaria plussed and drew a card for the 4th time in that game, you were dead. The game was over and you could no longer win. All right. Chandra, that's probably too slow. Knight of Autumn, definitely excellent here. Haktos sounds great to attack through and kill them. This probably isn't a matchup where I need to grind with the Ox. Is this a matchup where Domri's good? He probably gets attacked a lot of the time, right? Which is probably not stellar. Let's try this. Let's try this. And honestly, cards like Dream Trawler are important. And they're good designs. Oh, Damnation, I got attention for you. I apologize. Welcome back. Thanks for the 5th month. In defense of those control decks in recent past, if you're playing aggro post board, they usually could lure you. Yeah, maybe. Dream Trawler's a great design because Dream Trawler is a card that these control decks want to play that also ends the game. Whereas in previous formats, if you were playing something like Chromium, your deck was built wrong even if you had a way to close the game out. And I actually think that's one of the problems with Blue, White, and Pioneer right now is the strictly optimal builds of Blue, White control don't play win conditions, and adding actual win conditions to the deck is wrong in most situations. So the goal is to have a finisher that people are correct for playing that also means the game doesn't take an eternity to actually end. And from that perspective, I'm a big fan of Dream Trawler. This hand's fine. If we're really fortunate, this temple will help us scry a little bit. I guess it's a little bit awkward that I've got a red white card and a red green card. Hoping to just like draw a couple of shock lands in a row here. Morphling. See, I actually disagree with you, Tenorka. As someone who played a ton of Standard when Morphling was legal, the people who registered... Oh, you're talking about Morphling. No, Morphling, you're right. Aetherling. I'm confusing it with Aetherling. Aetherling was a card that people played that they shouldn't have. The people who played Aetherling in their blue-white elixir control decks, those people needed training wheels. That was also a format where it was optimal to just like have elixirs and Mutavault. Yeah, it was strictly optimal to loop elixir. Do you think Historic will include Pioneer cards? I have no idea, Wargy. That's one of those things I don't really care to speculate on because that's a decision that they're going to make. They probably already made and we just don't know yet. I think one of the funniest moments for me in my early competitive Magic days is I was playing an Open when the Elixir blue-white deck was around, and one of my buddies drew his way out of the draw bracket. He started 2-0-3, and when you're 2-0-3, you have the same number of match points as people who are 3-2. All right, we're very dead here, right? We're just like super dead to this Regisaur. All right, I don't know about this one. Haktos seems like a neat card for potentially attacking past Nissa. Klothys continues to impress. Tectonic Giant definitely felt like a card that was a good takeaway in general. Overall, I felt like this deck was a bit of a miss though. Little bit just kind of too mid-rangey. Like, being in this kind of mid-rangey spot tends to not be good in the Nissa Hydroid Crisis format. My sideboard's definitely a little bit off too. I think I need some good answers to Regisaur in the sideboard if I were to try and work on this again, and Devout Decree would be a good way to do that. Sunder Shaman might not have been good enough. I will say this is a card I'm really interested in playing more of, and there's a red-green aggro deck that we're going to get to later today that plays Klothys with this Tectonic Giant. So two decks from now, we're going to play a little bit of this, and I'm really interested to see how this deck feels after Klothys and Tectonic Giant felt good in that one. Norby, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, we're going to take a quick break so I can run to the restroom and brush my teeth and put my Invisalign back in. When I get back, we are going to play some Theros Aristocrats here. We've got some Woe Striders, we've got some Red-Black Titans, we've got a bunch of my favorites here. So we'll be back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Don't go anywhere. Hey, Corf Mox, that means your sealed event is free.